Hey everyone, and on today's show, I'm just really just going to come out with it right here, right now. Why haven't we had any news yet about Bond 26, and should we be worried? The fact of the matter is, they probably finished everything revolving around No Time to Die in 2019 because it was meant to be originally released in early 2020. Obviously, then the pandemic, it delayed it. I understand that. Waited on it to become the most successful it possibly could. I agree with all that. But since it came out in 2021, we've had the 60th anniversary in 2022 and now most of 2023, and we haven't really heard any proper official update or news about Bond 26. Now, I don't think it's fair to say that we should demand everything now, it should all be ready to go and stuff, but come on, we've had a year and 9 months basically, just absolutely nothing. There hasn't even been a proper official announcement about Bond 26, it's just been little snippets here and there, and should this be cause for concern? To me, there are so many reasons that I feel we should be worried, and there are also plenty of reasons why I think maybe we shouldn't be worried, and maybe we're going to get a big chunk of news very soon. There's so many possibilities here, so I wanted to in this video discuss my thoughts about why we haven't had any news yet regarding Bond 26, and that's what I'm going to present to you right here in this video. But before we get into that, everyone, can I ask already, if you haven't, do give us a like, comment and subscribe. It really does help the channel. I love making content for all of you. So without further ado, I've got that out of the way, let's get into my first reason. So the first thing that really popped into my head about maybe why we haven't heard any news is all the stuff with MGM and Amazon. Now, obviously, MGM was bought by Amazon earlier this year. I still stand by, I think that was a fantastic thing. Really great for MGM, really great for Amazon. It's a win-win situation. I do stand by that so heavily. And it's only really this year we've started actually seeing the Amazon company under the MGM logo on a couple of films. But you gotta wonder, has this whole buying of MGM stalled Bond 26 a bit? The fact of the matter is, when you get bought by a company, there's a simulation, you're now starting to work with new people. Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson have to work with new people now, new agreements, new stuff like that. It can take a bit of time, so could have that been potentially an issue? If this turned out to be actually an issue why there's been such a long development for Bond 26, I honestly don't get it, and call me a layman here, an idiot if not understanding it, but the way I see it, Amazon basically could just go to Eon saying, look, you've got the money, you've got the backing, get to work on your side of things, and basically stuff like that. So just, I don't understand why this could have been an issue. This is a great thing, I feel, for Eon and the Bond franchise with Amazon backing it. So yeah, one of the first reasons that came to my head is, could issues with Amazon and MGM be an issue for the delay in Bond 26? Another thought that came into my head is just simply the producers just don't want to tell us anything. I've often said this and I stand by this. I think Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson are some of, if not the best producers working in the industry today, without a shadow of a doubt. And it could be actually that all this time they have been working on Bond 26. Heck, I've honestly sincerely had the theory that no news in some sense is good news, and they have been hard at work developing the new era for James Bond. They really have been hard at work. They haven't just been like twiddling their thumbs saying, should we do it now, should we do it now? And the fact of the matter is, they just might not be ready to tell us anything. I would rather, very much so, they would wait and tell us when they're 100% sure on concrete news about Bond 26 instead of just giving us little tidbits here and there. So I think another very plausible reason why there could be a lack of true Bond news is that basically they're just not ready to reveal anything to us yet. For me, that comment perfectly sort of splits now between two different paths I think that Bond 26 is on at the moment. Essentially, it's this. The producers just don't know what to do. They have really truly no idea, and they're just scratching their heads and just maybe a bit concerned and worried what actually is the future of Bond 26, because heck, they're not even sure themselves. And I think that also could be a potentially bit of a situation here, because if you remember, they were developing Bond 21, Brosnan's fifth film, and then it's only when they actually decided, like late in the game, to switch and go to Casino Royale. Maybe they are hard at work on something, but actually now decided, you know what? I don't want to do it that way. We're going to switch around and maybe do it this way instead. That could be a thing. They could be truly just not knowing what the hell they want to do next, which is causing so much issue delay. On the other hand, as I said on the other tangent, based off my previous comment, it could be that they're just waiting for a big announcement day. Something that cropped up in my head actually, I was thinking, James Bond Day is October 5th, and at the time of recording this, it's just under a month away now. Maybe they're waiting for James Bond Day to make a big announcement that's saying Bond 26 is now in like pre-production or development. We've now got a director on board. We're going to get these writers once, they're not, the Writers Guild of America strike is on, all that stuff. Maybe they're just waiting for that. I don't know. So, again, it could be that they just have absolutely no idea whatsoever what to do, or maybe they're just waiting for an important day to make a massive, big announcement to fans. Each one, I think, is also fairly possible. So my last ponder as to why there hasn't really been any news about Bond 26, and I'm putting this in here just for the sake of covering my bases here, and I'd like to say up in front, I think of all my reasons this is the least likely, is they are waiting to announce a massive radical change in behind the scenes management. There's often been a lot of talk and people going, oh, is Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson going to step down now and other producers are going to come in under their management or something like that and take over the franchise? Is Amazon going to take more of an active role? So, but again, I can't help wonder with the lack of news, is that because they are basically training up Greg Wilson, Michael Wilson's son, to be a new producer of the James Bond franchise to take over with Bond 26? Are they going to have an official announcement that they're going to step down from the franchise and new management is going to take in, and they're just making the transition as easy, as smooth as possible, so when they do announce stuff is already up and running and ready to go? I don't know. I think that could be a legitimate reason why there's been a delay in Bond 26. On that note as well, I know this sounds really maybe like the wrong answer to something, but some people feel that maybe it's time for Barbara and Michael to step aside. They've given us, many great Bond films over the years. Come on, Goldeneye, Tomorrow Never Dies, Rolls On, Nuffs, Casino Royale, Skyfall, and No Time to Die, in my opinion. And they've done, they've given me Pierce Brosnan, and they've given us, fans Daniel Craig. As you all know, Pierce Brosnan, my idol, the #1 James Bond in my opinion. Craig, if I'm honest, probably number 5 or 4. It depends on what day, honestly, I'm thinking about. So maybe they are thinking of just stepping away and letting a new generation take over Bond under Eon and their sort of executive producer management. I don't know. It is absolutely, I think, without a shadow of a doubt, a possibility and something we must consider, and it would be world-breaking news. So everyone, that's my thoughts about why there hasn't been any news regarding Bond 26, what seems like now forever, not even the smallest little crumb. And I hope that does change soon, and I hope that time this video comes out, it actually might be completely, obsolete by then, because suddenly we just get a massive bit of news for Bond 26. But I want to know, what are your thoughts on why we haven't had any Bond 26 news? I want to know. Comment down below and tell me your thoughts and feelings about this. I'd be really interested to know this. As always, everyone, my name's Henry Stevens, and I'm the Bond Geek. Goodbye.